I know, right? Hello! Hey everybody, and welcome to Pretty Little Liars After Show here on the Stream.TV Fan Show Network. I'm your host, Sinead de Vries, and I'm joined by my Pretty Little Talkers. First of all, we want to know who the hell is Charles DiLaurentis? Yeah, we have gotten tweets already. You guys are fast, seriously, really, really fast, sending us all these things about Mona's anagram. We're going to get to it. Over here, joining us tonight, I have Ashley.
Hi, guys.
I always say your name like that. Ashley.
Ashley. I love it.
Megan.
Oh, sing mine too.
Megan.
Okay, good, thanks.
And Stephanie. That's us. Yeah. All right, no, but for real, guys, I don't know who figures these things out, but the Charles DiLaurentis thing, like, what do you guys must be super, super, super smart, because I would have never figured that out in a matter of 5 minutes.
And I Googled it right before the show, and there's no, like, you know, Wikipedia of Charles DiLaurentis, so I don't think that he's a character that we know on this show.
Since Wikipedia is like
obviously
the end-all be-all.
Or Google images or Google anything, like nothing came up.
Because at first I was thinking, oh, maybe that's Allison's dad, but we IMDb'd, and Allison's dad is Kenneth DiLaurentis, so Charles is someone can play new characters, and you know how I feel about new characters.
It's a new character, and then I read, spoilers, but it's not really a spoiler, but I read that the name Charles and the character Charles is going to be a really big character in the finale. In the finale.
You know, it's
I just saw it online.
I mean, it's crazy because they made it seem like we're going to get the verdict next week, but then we know we still have another episode.
And I saw something else online that said that we're going to have a surprise witness.
Yeah. We know, you know we are.
Yeah, but like, I'm wondering if
there's
a connection.
Who do you think it's going to be?
I wonder if it's Charles.
I just really wanted to be Mona.
That'd be crazy.
I just wanted to be Mona.
You know what I think, and I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but we're going to talk about Andrew and all that, but I'm thinking maybe Andrew might be the surprise witness because I know he looks so guilty, but I'm also thinking that maybe when he looked up in the window and he knew the girls were in there, he may
be working against them.
Yeah. Like he may testify against them.
Let's talk about Andrew, you guys, because our cutie, like, that we're all starting to love, is actually super guilty, and it's so obvious. Yeah, I do too.
I still love him.
I do too. I think he's super sweet, and like, I mean, I'm never gonna love anybody that takes Ezra's place, but like, if it was anybody in the show, I'm happy it's him. But you guys, he is sneaky.
He's sketchy. And I think that whole part where he said to Aria, he was like, I just want you to know, like, I feel really bad that I said all that bad stuff about Mona.
Yeah.
He was totally trying to do that to try to make her think that, that he's like a good guy.
But at first I thought Aria wasn't having it because she was all like, ooh, don't kiss my cheek. But then at the end, Sinead and I saw that she turned around and was like, oh, I kind of like that kiss. So I don't know. I don't know.
You know what? It's funny because I think that it was a scary moment for him after he said, you know, whatever he said about Mona, and Aria was like, it sounds like you're happy she's gone. Like, the world is better off without her. And then he saw them up in the room, so obviously he's like, damn, like, I basically dug myself a hole here because I talked so much crap about Mona, and now they're up there. Like, what are they going to find?
He definitely didn't kill Mona, though, because if he really did kill Mona, the last thing he would do is let that out of his mouth.
I think it's really sketchy, though.
Exactly.
So I think it's really sketchy, though, because you guys pointed out that he literally pops up wherever they are. And again, we saw that in tonight's episode. And everything was locked up. Like, Mona's house was locked up.
Yeah.
Spencer was trying to open the door. And then next thing you know, it's open after he, like, throws this... What's that called?
Yeah, but we don't screwdriver if it was Andrew. I know he looks so guilty, but I don't think he is guilty. Okay, put it this way: he likes Aria, and Aria from day one had him going on all these crazy missions. So if you like somebody, you care about them. So he's probably suspicious, and he wants to follow the girls to make sure that they're safe.
Someone tweeted, what if he thinks that Aria is A? So he's following Aria around and trying to figure Aria out.
But he might not even know who A is.
I don't know. I think he knows, right? We're like, oh, yeah. No, but I think he knows something, you guys. He knows something.
Because if you saw those girls in the room and you just happened to be in the area, or like you were just following a girl you liked, wouldn't you just be like, oh, hey, Aria, like, what's up? Not like, creepy. I'm gonna glare into the window and here I am across the street.
And look all worried and weirded out. But like, let's be real, nobody's ever just in the area in Rosewood. Like, no one's just like frolicking anymore. Everyone has a motive. And I think that they made a point to show us Andrew watching the girls up there. And I feel like we should really pay attention to that and not be surprised if he ends up being who, you know, someone we don't think, you know.
And now that gosh, what was it? Screwdriver.
The screwdriver.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember that word. The screwdriver is being tested for DNA. And what did it say?
Boo Boo's ice cream. You know what's funny? I call my cat
in.
Indy Boo Boo.
That's cute. I like that.
It's my cat's wrench or screwdriver.
You know what? I'm sure someone has a complete explanation for the Boo Boo's ice cream. So whoever you are, wherever you are, tweet us and let us know what it means.
Yeah.
Maybe it means time back to kids, and you guys, the finale episode is called, what is it, like In a Dollhouse or something? So maybe this is all tying into kid stuff, dolls.
Was there
finale.
was there any scene where we can remember someone eating ice cream or going and getting ice cream or something? Because we know A loves like candy and
candy,
sugar
ice
and goodies.
cream. And Mona loved like dolls and like little kid things.
Mona and A.
Yeah. There's obviously a very.
I love ice cream, so maybe I'm in.
Yeah, I love ice cream.
Oh, just really fast about Andrew. Who was it? One of us said that it could have been Andrew who was up in Mona's room moving all that stuff around looking for
right, that's what we're all saying.
Right, but
You
I
guys
mean
are saying it. I don't think so.
Not just that Andrew's A though. Just that he like that could tie into the whole like he thinks Aria is A.
I don't think that he's A. I think that he's up to something and maybe involved somehow.
He's definitely up to something.
Sketchy. I don't think he's
just don't know.
I can't even believe Spencer was like, if I were Mona, mirror.
Yeah,
I know.
Why are you freaking kidding me?
I'm so sure, you guys. I am so sure. She's like, think like Mona.
I know, right?
I'm gonna hide things in this little handheld mirror.
And she jiggles the mirror. Who jiggles a mirror? Like that makes no sense.
But we should definitely talk about that French music and like that recurring thing throughout this entire episode. Because that's the last thing that they hear when they're leaving that house. And then it comes up again when Emily is listening in that orb. Also, you guys, what I want to do later definitely is like go and listen to everything that was said in that orb because we don't realize like it might be more important, you know what I'm saying? But like obviously A is like clearly messing with the girls with this French music, and it comes down to when Allie and Hanna were talking in prison. So let's talk a little bit about their conversation because like A was supposedly pretending to be Mona and Allie believed it, thinking that once Mona died, she stopped getting all those messages. But like maybe it was A this entire time and A is still pretending to have like the in.
Right, but then the question is, why would A try to make it seem like it was Mona and the phone would go silent as soon as Mona died? Like what was the point of that?
To mess with them.
Yeah.
Just to mess with them.
To mess with them, to make Allie think that Mona was dead.
Well, something really big, I think, during that conversation between Hanna and Allie in the laundry room, she was saying that Allie saw the newspaper and she was basically getting clues from A, but she thought was Mona, right, through the newspaper. But something that she said, I think we should really think about. She said there was a line, "Good night, light," that her mother used to read to her as a kid. So clearly, whoever A is must have known the family for a long time. Right?
Yeah, or even that music too. Don't you think it's funny that Hanna was like, I know that song, my mom used to sing it to me.
Yeah.
All the time.
Right.
Like even that seemed weird to me.
I think this is gonna sound like kind of a big statement, but I'm pretty sure A has to be in the DiLaurentis family.
I kind of feel like
that has.
Yeah. I kind of feel like there's like that whole how we used to talk about Hanna and Allie having that weird look-alike thing. Like I still feel like
they do.
There's some relation between the two of them, and maybe the third relation is Bethany or was Bethany or
and Mrs.
because
D
Sarah
being super sketchy
Harvey,
and knowing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sarah Harvey. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, because Marlene King tweeted that we're gonna finally find out who Sarah Harvey is, and obviously she's somebody important. So I still feel like there's all these connections that we don't even realize.
Also,
yet.
I think a phone number spelled Sarah Harvey. Like the phone number we saw in the last episode. And Sarah Harvey is the girl who died the exact same night as Bethany. So it's weird.
It is super weird. But definitely a lot happened between that conversation, and now we're left to speculate if we're supposed to think Allie might be right. And I think that she's being genuine when she talked about all of that. I just don't know if she's right. She just might be wrong, and not on purpose.
I mean, I don't know, guys. I mean, you know where I stand on this. Even just that conversation with her brother, I thought was weird when they were talking at the police station. I just thought it was really sketchy.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. She tells Jason to like leave.
Yeah, she's like, get out of it. Why? Why wouldn't you want your brother to stand up for you? He changed his mind. I don't get it. Because you're guilty as usual? Yeah. I'm so adamant, guys. I'm so adamant. She's crazy.
Well, she said, I think you had the right idea a long time ago to get out. So clearly, he was thinking about getting out a long time ago, and then he came back. Yeah, because he was MIA for a while, and then he came back, and maybe he should have just, I mean, we're glad he didn't stay gone because we love him.
I think that's
hot.
He's
so
hot.
He,
I think that's
in that suit was just on another level. I couldn't tonight. He was
dude, that suit was so fitted.
Suit, and then the hair, it just was,
he looked good.
He looked
many feet.
He looked 10 times better than good. He was freaking on.
And can we also talk about, you know, Ali channeling her inner Avril Lavigne with that dramatic bandage around her arm, okay? As if the burn wasn't a big deal enough in itself. Like, why hasn't anyone asked her, why do you have this huge bandage on your arm,
I think
Avril
we're supposed
Lavigne?
to think she's
I
being
feel like
tortured
that's a really
in
bold
prison.
statement to make about Avril Lavigne.
I know. It's just like a weird, that she went through that phase. She's over it now, I'm sure, Avril Lavigne. Anyways, but like, why hasn't anyone asked you, Ali, how did you get this huge scar on your arm in jail?
I think everyone knows she's getting beaten up, and you guys pointed that out to us.
She's beaten up?
Yeah,
they're supposed to think she's in jail.
The $20 that A was putting in the Bibles is basically bribing the prisoners to,
and she's
to hurt out of her.
Yeah. Also, really quick, I know what. Really quick, back to the Jason and Ali thing. I think that was her incriminating herself because she was basically saying, hey, Jason, when you were trying to distance yourself from me, you were better off, so you should do that again. So even though Ali's playing innocent right now, we've got this jury and she's got her straight hair and her clean clothes, I think really she's still super guilty in this. Maybe she didn't kill Mona, but super guilty.
Right there with you, girl.
I know. I jumped on the Ashley team.
I don't know. I think that like she might have good intentions with telling Jason to get out, and like we can also turn the tables and look at Hanna and her mom, and like all of a sudden Hannah's like, you know, Mom, no, I have nothing against you, did nothing wrong. She told Caleb the same thing. I thought, was that you? She did.
Hanna told Caleb the exact same thing, get out.
Get out. And I think it might just be like, this is like what you do when you realize what's going to happen to you is going to affect all of these people around you. So maybe they do have good intentions, but obviously this all came from like Jason's like alibi, right? In the courtroom, and the prosecutor basically has been given some information. Obviously, someone has given him information, which is so awful, about Mrs. Marin and Jason. And let's just all reminisce about the good times between Jason and Mrs. Marin.
Oh my gosh, that episode! I will never forget that. We were all like, amazing.
Oh my gosh,
So good. I wonder who told.
Hey.
Yeah, somebody had to have given that information, and it made him look really bad. So it was like the best information that could have been given, and just the fact that Jason went against his alibi, it just opened that door right up for the prosecution to be like, well, you know what? This guy doesn't have any credibility because he's been hooking up with Ali's alleged accomplice the entire time.
But how does A even talk to a lawyer? Like, how does A talk to a lawyer?
How does
send like an anonymous note or something?
Like, when you're a lawyer, you have to present, I think, you know, you have to like have solid evidence. You can't just be like, oh, this man came up to me. Then you're gonna, you know, call him to the court, and if he doesn't want to come to the court, then he doesn't want to come to the court.
What if Paul Varjak is on the jury? And
Oh my gosh,
you guys.
He's a surprise witness.
No, the jury can't testify, right?
No, the jury can't testify.
On the jury.
Wade is on the jury. And the reason why at the end or whatever we saw him getting rid of his social security cards because he doesn't need it anymore because he's already on the jury.
Yeah.
Love it. Boom. Boom. I don't know. I just or like someone has to be involved in the jury because someone has to have an in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's one jury member that is not just an innocent jury member.
I freaking love when Megan gets so excited because it's like all she can think is like, this is it. You guys, I figured out the entire show. And it's so exciting. But that would be dope. For real. That would be hilarious.
Do my best, guys.
Yeah, no, honestly, that's a great theory. But before we switch into some of your guys' theories, we just have to quickly touch on Spencer and Caleb, because I know we all felt it backstage when Spencer and Caleb had that weird moment, and Caleb was like, Spence, right?
And she was like, I'm gonna stay behind, guys. It's like, why are you staying behind? That's your friend's
The only thing, actually, I thought it was really weird, but now the only thing that I'm thinking now is, you know how, Spencer's having trouble with Toby, and now Caleb's kind of having trouble with Hanna.
Ooh.
So he's like,
and
I
they
can
did
relate.
have that connection in the Inferno where, Caleb almost died. So, I mean, I'd be a little
The Inferno was getting a little heated.
steaming.
Yeah. Guys, see what I did there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but who knows? I hope it's nothing because that is just weird.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to turn into anything romantic. I just thought it was an awkward scene to have. It was just weird.
Yeah. Well, I think that they're obviously doing a good job of trying to like confuse us and throw different things at us, different relationships, different plot lines, different alibis. Who knows? But we'll be right back, you guys, to talk to you about some of your theories and answer some of your questions.
Later.
just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
So this is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
Bennett, the more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy. It was hot. It was heated. I was into it.
You are gonna be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama. Tell them go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on the stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
We're so quiet. Okay, we're so quiet. Hey guys, welcome back. Just as a reminder to everybody watching us live right now, hop online, subscribe to the stream.tv on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, so you guys can catch up with all things Pretty Little Liars after show. The hashtag to tweet is PLLAS online. That's where we get your questions, your comments, your theories from. So thank you so much to everybody who has been sending us so many things and bearing through these like filler episodes leading up to the big A reveal, which is a reminder, is March 24th. You guys, were almost there. So we just have to sit through a couple more episodes of them throwing us in every which direction because we're gonna get some answers really soon. All right. Speaking of answers, we'd love to give you some. Did you like it? Guys,
nice
like
transition.
That was super lame. Let's pretend I didn't say that. The first question comes from @SALowBeatty86. She asks, does anyone know why the liars haven't asked Alison about Bethany yet? That is a great question.
That is a great question. I'm thinking maybe Spencer doesn't want to say anything because she knows that her sister buried Bethany, so she's probably trying to like steer clear of that, but I don't know.
Also, would that mean that Allie would know that they were snooping? Like, how did they find out about Bethany again?
In Allie's like attic. Hannah found a letter from Bethany to Allie.
So maybe, yeah.
Right? Allie totally knows Bethany. So I mean, regardless of Melissa, like if she was having correspondence with her, like sending her letters and all that stuff.
Right. But does Allie know that Melissa did what she did?
No, I mean, we don't know.
So yeah, I'd probably
and
stay away from
Allie
that.
doesn't know that the liars know who Bethany is? That's like mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. No one's ever said anything.
No one's like discussing this.
Yeah.
They
need to talk about
They
this.
need to bring Bethany Young back into play. Like, we haven't heard her name in a while.
Well, she's dead. So
R.I.P. Bethany.
Or is she?
Right. All right. The next question comes from @AaronGirl1014 asking, is it possible for Cece Drake to be Bethany Young? Yeah, of course it's possible. Obviously, we know that Cece has a lot of answers and she is extremely mysterious. So I would
really,
not
though, because we know Cece's alive. We've seen Cece since we knew that Bethany was in that casket, right?
But I also always thought that it wasn't actually Bethany that was in that casket. I always thought that it was Sarah Harvey that was in that casket. We were supposed to believe that it was Bethany Young, but Bethany Young is actually...
Where's Bethany now?
Bethany's alive. I still kind of think that she might be alive. Because remember, Mrs. D had gone to the stables and was like, call me Aunt Jess, all of that stuff. Like, I still kind of feel like Bethany's importance is too great for her to be the one that's supposedly dead. What if Sarah Harvey was in the mix, a part of this entire plan? She was supposed to be Bethany Young, if you will.
But that's kind of strange because that would mean that this would have had to happen twice. Like, we thought it was Allie in the grave, but now we find out it's Bethany. We thought it was Bethany, but now we find out it's Sarah. Like, that's too many we find out.
I mean, I guess I agree with that.
But I would like that.
I would love if Bethany Young was still alive,
if
you
she
guys.
was still in the, like, insane asylum, that'd be great.
Bradley.
Or if she's just, like, walking around Rosewood, like, no big deal. My work here is done. No, but for real, though, right? Wouldn't it be cool if she was still alive?
Yeah, that would be crazy.
I would kind of hate if it was Cece, because Cece sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Low key, though.
No, high key.
High key. Medium key. All right, the last question comes from @UMaimaTGUINT2. Got it. I try so hard with your Twitter handle. Saying, I think Aria read Varjak wrong because she was trying to protect Ezra, who maybe is Paul Varjak.
I love this.
That's another great theory.
Yeah, that is a good theory. Ezra was MIA this whole episode.
Yeah.
And Toby. Who else?
I think Toby's coming back next week, though. I think we saw in the previews,
yeah,
right?
I think we saw that too.
They have to have like the core pilot people in the freaking finale of the season.
I know.
I think they will be, but I mean, great theory.
Maybe
honestly.
they broke up because she knows, like she really ultimately just wants to protect him. So she's like, oh, let me break up with you and I'll distance myself from you. Therefore, people will like pay less attention to you.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, we still don't know who Varjek is. We still don't know who Varjek, like what he's doing, what his entire role in this thing has been. So, I mean, it really, honestly, at this point, could be anybody.
And where's Mike been?
Remember,
he's in
Harrisburg.
lacrosse.
Oh, okay,
lacrosse training.
Yeah.
He's getting all buff for Teen Wolf.
I'm like, he's in Harrisburg. Duh. All right, a couple of Twitter shout-outs at Detective Bad Perm, at ChrisJ_1995, at KJ McDude, at Pretty Best Liars, at Candace Whipple, at Mum5928, and we want to send an extra special PLLAS happy birthday to our homeboy, Forever Johnny Boy.
Happy birthday.
We love you so much, and we hope that you have a wonderful birthday. Thanks for spending it with us. Like, we're really not that cool, but I mean, I guess if you
party
insist.
with you.
Well, at least we think we're cool.
Yeah. Anything on the YouTube verse?
Yeah, I've got SOIL9, Curious PLL, Corbin Games, Lewis Forrest, Lynn Titta Murd, and Allison Williams. Yeah.
That's funny. We all try so hard to read your handles, and we're just like,
they're hard.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight to Pretty Little Liars After Show. Make sure that you guys hop online. This is an episode that we really can do a lot of speculating and theorizing, so we want to hear what you guys have to say. The hashtag to tweet is PLLAS. Make sure that you subscribe to the stream.tv. You guys, for real, we are so close. We are so close.
Oh, wait, I want to mention one other thing. TVD AS starts back up on Thursday. I host the Vampire Diaries after show, so tune in on Thursday.
Yes, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming up next, too, as well. I tweeted earlier. You guys have to check that out.
Cool.
Check it out.
Okay, and mine is totally unrelated. St. Patrick's Day is next week.
Oh, yeah, green.
I don't own any green. What do you guys think this is?
I'll try. I'll try to buy it.
I'm just totally kidding. All right, you guys, we'll see you online in like 2 minutes. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Hey gang, so for more Pretty Little Liars, the after show, hit that subscribe button to the stream.tv.